Stop begging for their money. Why Black women entrepreneurs are building empires without permission. Welcome to the Soft Girl Era podcast, where we unlearn survival and rediscover softness. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I had the absolute honor of sitting down with Nicole Smith, a powerhouse who is rewriting the rules of entrepreneurship for Black women everywhere. Nicole is not just building businesses, she's building movements. She's creating pathways where there were only walls, and she's proving that when Black women are given the resources and respect they deserve, they don't just survive, they scale, they soar, they transform entire economies. Nicole's work is making the world a better place by showing us that resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about evolving, and that our personal savings, our grit, our refusal to wait for permission, these are not plan B. They are the foundation of empires. Let me start with something that's going to shake you. We've been sold a lie, a beautiful, shiny, venture capital wrapped lie that says if you want to build a real business, you need investors. You need someone in a suit to believe in you before you can believe in yourself. You need their money, their validation, their permission to even call yourself an entrepreneur. In Black women, we've been swallowing that lie whole, standing in line, perfecting our pitch decks, smoothing down our edges, trying to make ourselves palatable enough, credible enough, worthy enough for a seat at a table that was never built for us in the first place. But here's what Nicole Smith showed me, and it's going to flip everything you thought you knew. Black women are launching businesses at record rates, outpacing other groups globally. We are not waiting, we are not begging, we are building. And here's the part that should make every venture capitalist in Silicon Valley lose sleep at night. Most of us are doing it with our own money, personal savings, not their funding, not their approval, not their permission. Less than 1% of Black women entrepreneurs secure venture capital. 1%. Now, the world looks at that statistic and calls it a tragedy. They say we're being left behind. They say we're struggling. They say we need help. But what if they're wrong? What if that statistic isn't a sign of exclusion, but a declaration of independence? What if the fact that over 80% of Black women entrepreneurs start with personal savings isn't a limitation, but a superpower that no boardroom full of investors can ever take away from us? Think about it. Really think about it. When you build with your own money, you own your vision. You don't dilute your equity. You don't compromise your values to make someone comfortable. You don't spend 6 months chasing meetings with people who will never see your brilliance because they've been conditioned not to. You are the CEO, the CFO, the visionary, and the only validator you need. Nicole helped me see that this isn't just survival. This is strategy. This is scalable. This is how Black women are rewriting the entire playbook of entrepreneurship. And the world is just now starting to catch up. But let's not romanticize it. Bootstrapping is hard. It's sacrifice layered on top of sacrifice. It's saying no to the vacation, the new car, the things you want so you can say yes to the business you're building. It's checking your bank account at 2 in the morning and praying the numbers add up. It's believing in yourself when every system around you is screaming that you're not enough, that your idea isn't enough, that your savings aren't enough. And that's where the soft girl era collides with entrepreneurship in the most beautiful, necessary way. Because part of being soft is knowing when to stop carrying weight that was never yours to carry. Part of being soft is asking for help without shame. Part of being soft is recognizing that rest is not the opposite of ambition, it's the fuel for it. No. And Nicole introduced me to something that's changing the game for Black women entrepreneurs who are tired of begging for crumbs from tables that don't want them there. Grants. Now, I can already hear some of you. Grants, those are hard to get. Those are for nonprofits. Those are for people with connections I don't have. Stop right there. There are grants designed specifically for Black women owned businesses, and they are accessible. They are real, and they are waiting for you to stop doubting yourself long enough to apply. Let me tell you about a woman. Let's call her Shanice, who was running a small tech consulting business out of her living room. She'd been bootstrapping for 3 years, pouring every dollar she made back into the business, barely paying herself. She was brilliant. Her clients loved her, but she was stuck because she didn't have the capital to hire help or upgrade her systems. She kept applying to traditional lenders and getting rejected. She kept pitching to investors and getting ghosted. Then she found the Fearless Driver Grant Initiative. This program awards $10,000 to Black women owned small businesses in the United States. $10,000 cash plus digital tools, no equity taken, no investors breathing down your neck, just fuel. Shanice applied. She didn't think she'd get it, but she did. And that $10,000, it changed everything. She hired her first employee, she upgraded her software, she tripled her revenue within a year, not because she suddenly became more talented. She was always talented, but because someone finally gave her the resources to build at the scale her vision demanded. That's what the Fearless Striver Grant does. It addresses funding deserts, it prioritizes verified Black female principles. It says, "We see you, we believe you, now go build." And it's still running, still changing lives, still proving that when Black women get even a fraction of the resources others take for granted, we don't just succeed, we soar. Now, let me tell you about another woman. We'll call her Tasha. Tasha had a dream to open a small online boutique selling handmade jewelry. She'd been saving for 2 years, working a full time job and side hustles, trying to scrape together enough to launch. She didn't need much, just a little push, just enough to buy inventory and build a website. She found the Wish Local Empowerment Program. This grant awards $500 to $2,000 to Black owned small businesses with 20 employees or fewer. Now, I know some of you are thinking $500. That's nothing. That won't change anything, but you're wrong. Tasha got $1,000. She used it to buy her first round of inventory and pay for a year of website hosting. Within 6 months, she'd made back that investment 5 times over. Within a year, she quit her job. That small grant was the difference between a dream deferred and a dream in motion. The Wish Local Empowerment Program was launched post pandemic to support Black small businesses, and it's building a network of empowered entrepreneurs, one small grant at a time. Because here's the truth: small grants catalyze momentum. They are the spark that turns a flicker of hope into a fire. And then there's the story of Maya. Maya had a coaching business. She was good at what she did, transforming lives, but nobody knew about her. She was invisible. She didn't have the money for marketing. She didn't have the network to get her name out there. She was brilliant in the shadows, and it was killing her. She found her sweet spots, HerRise Grant. This grant awards $500 monthly to businesses that are at least 51% owned by women of color, including Black women. But it's not just the money. You get featured on their website, you get training, you get visibility, you get community. Maya applied. She got the grant, and suddenly she wasn't invisible anymore. She was spotlighted, she was connected, she was seen. And her business exploded not because she changed who she was, but because she finally had a platform that amplified who she'd always been. That's what her sweet spot does. It builds networks, it provides recurring micro grants. It says your business matters, your vision matters, you matter. Now, let's zoom out for a second, because what Nicole shared with me isn't just about grants. It's about a fundamental mindset shift that every Black woman entrepreneur needs to make right now. We've been conditioned to believe we need someone else's approval before we can build. We've been taught that bootstrapping is what you do when you can't get the real money, We've been told that if we were good enough, smart enough, credible enough, the investors would come. But the data tells a different story. Africa leads the world in female entrepreneurship rates, and Black women are at the forefront. Yet women globally capture only 2 to 3% of venture capital. So, what does that tell us? It tells us we don't need their money to build empires. It tells us that grit plus targeted resources equals scale. It tells us that persistence doesn't just overcome systemic barriers, it obliterates them. Nicole said something to me that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. She said, "We don't need rescue. We need respect. We need resources. We need recognition for what we're already doing, for the businesses we're already building, for the communities we're already transforming." And when we get those resources, even small ones, we don't just survive, we thrive, we scale, we create generational wealth. We rewrite the narrative for our daughters, our nieces, our communities, our future. But here's the part that gets me emotional. I know some of you listening right now are exhausted. You've been grinding for years. You've been bootstrapping, sacrificing, pouring everything you have into your business. And you're wondering if it's ever going to pay off. You're wondering if you're doing it all wrong. You're wondering if maybe you should just give up and get a regular job and stop dreaming so big. And I need you to hear this. You are not doing it wrong. You are doing it exactly right. You are building unbreakable foundations. You are proving that self funding fosters the kind of resilience and control that are essential for long term scaling. It's especially in underserved markets that were never designed to support you in the first place. The world might not see you yet, the investors might not believe in you yet. But that doesn't mean you're not worthy. It doesn't mean your business isn't viable. It means the system wasn't built for you, but you're building anyway. And that is the most revolutionary act you could ever commit. So here's what I need you to do: stop waiting for permission. Stop perfecting your pitch for people who will never get it. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into rooms that were never meant to hold your magic. This week, I want you to take one action, just one. Apply for a grant, pick one: the Fearless Driver Grant, the Wish Local Empowerment Program, the HerRise Grant. Go to the website, fill out the application, hit submit, and then keep building. Because here's the truth that Nicole Smith reminded me of, and it's the truth that's going to carry you through every doubt, every rejection, every moment when you want to quit. Black women like you are rewriting the rules of entrepreneurship, one resilient, audacious, unapologetic step at a time. You are turning personal savings into scalable impact. You are proving that bootstrapping builds unbreakable foundations. You are showing the world that persistence doesn't just overcome systemic barriers, it rewrites them. And when you step into your soft girl era, when you learn to rest without guilt, when you set boundaries without apology, when you protect your peace as a non negotiable practice, you don't lose your ambition. You don't become less. You become more. You build from a place of wholeness, not depletion. You scale from a place of joy, not just hustle. You create from overflow, not emptiness. The venture capitalists can keep their 1%. We're building the other 99%, and we're doing it our way. So let me ask you one more time: what one grant will you apply for this week to turn your personal savings into the scalable empire you were always meant to build? Because the world is waiting for what only you can create, and you don't need their permission to begin. You never did.